So today we're going to start talking about statistics, and the first thing that we're going to look at is what's called a scatter plot. So a scatter plot places dots from a table or data on a graph, and it shows some sort of representation of the situation. So we're going to see what we can tell from this graph. So let's see. It definitely goes up, and then it flattens out right here. Let's see, and then some points are together, like these are together and these are together. But then we can see that there's this giant spaces between some of the points. So some points are far away or spread out. All right. So then we can also talk about what's the correlation. So a correlation is either positive, negative, or there's none. So a positive correlation means that it's going up from left to right, like a positive slope. So if I draw a line through the middle of these points, that line is going up from left to right, so it is a positive slope. If it's all over the place like this, there's no lines I can really draw through the middle, then there's no correlation. And if I draw a line through the middle of this, you can tell that's going down from left to right, so that's a negative correlation or a negative slope. So then the only time we can predict what a point will be is if it's a positive slope or a negative slope, or a positive correlation or negative correlation. So if x equals 9, which would be right here, then they say, can we predict y? So we'll go up to where that line is. So our estimate will be 7. So then over here, we're going to jump to our third example. So they're saying if x equals 9, so let's say x is 9 right there. Go up to the line. Let's see where that meets our y. It looks like my estimate would be 1. But when there's no correlation, I have no idea what y could be. So no, I cannot predict when it's no correlation. The other thing we need to talk about with scatter plots is if they're linear or quadratic. So we are going to either draw a line or a U. So linear means it's a line, and quadratic, we've seen that word before in our last unit, and we can remember it has a U, so it has to be a U-shaped. So this looks very much like a line, so it's linear. This is making a U, so it is quadratic. This is making a line, so that's linear. And this looks like it's making a U, so this is a quadratic. And that's all that we need to deal with when it comes to scatter plots.